Well, I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'll still give you my thoughts. I'll keep it short on a 3-2 win for the Devils. All right, here's my thoughts on the game. This is the story since the day one. And if it's like Oprah Winfrey. Here you go. Here's a puck. 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 Oh, it's at the blue line. Here's a puck. Here's a puck. Here's a puck. You want a 2-on-1? Here's a puck. Here's a puck. Here's a puck. The Leafs played well. It's self-inflicted wounds, and it's been this way all season, and it's the same goddamn characters doing it. I thought the Leafs played pretty decently. I was shocked. I've seen a lot of Devils games. I think the Leafs had an 11-win streak against them. This Devils team's different. This team's grown up. Nico Hischier did definitely a different player. He used John Tavares, everyone's hero, as a ragdoll last night. It wasn't even a close matchup. We'll get into that. Who's starting overtime? Absolutely embarrassing who started overtime, and it showed. So that's a horrible coaching decision by Keith that led to that, but we'll get into that in just a second. Really, really impressed with Hughes' development and defensively. I remember last year there was a 2-on-1 by Damon Severson or something that was played about as it made Justin Hall playing a 2-on-1 look fantastic. So I thought the Devils were a fast team. I thought they played really well, and you see they've got structure. There is no speed coming through that neutral zone. You can see that's a difference. Lindy Ruff's finally got that involved with that team, and that's what Lindy Ruff's Buffalo team did. But I thought the Leafs played well through it. I did. I thought it was they were actually battling through some of the stuff, which was nice to see. Again, I'm a big fan of Nylander with Tavares, and that came out tonight. But you get an early penalty, power play, boom. Matthews puts it in, nice pass from Bunting, and it's 1-0. And then you throw your fourth line out. Puck's given away. Oprah, here's a puck, here's a puck, here's a puck. And Justin Hall plays. I don't know what Justin Hall was doing, but he's the right defenseman. So Mark Giordano was taking the puck carrier. Yeah, it was on the boards. Justin Hall decides, you were that kid and learned to skate, and you didn't want to stop, so you just kind of glided. And then eventually you're not going to glide anymore. You're going to finally get to a stop, or you're going to get to the boards and you just grab the boards, but you're going so slow. Justin Hall just glided from his right. He was in a great position and glided to the other side of the ice, which left Jesper Bratt sitting by himself. Now, I thought Matt Murray had a fantastic game, but it is very clear to see where people are going with him. Upstairs in the cheese peanut butter cupboard, they're going, every shot goes up in that corner. Now, that was a really nice shot by Bratt, but you can see that teams know where Murray's weakness is, which is high glove, high blocker, and they're going there. And you can't blame Murray for that one. Again, I'm trying to figure out where Justin Hall is going on that one. Learn to skater, gliding over. But anyways, it's 1-1. I don't know how many, 40 seconds after. Jesus Christ. And then I thought again, played pretty decently. And we get to the second period. Again, I think it's a pretty, a pretty competitive game. And then Jordie Benn. So, let me maybe stop here. I read an article today that the Leafs have 211 turnovers on the year, and it was something like 21 last night. That's bullcrap. That's not even close to the number of turnovers the Leafs have. Whoever's counting turnovers ain't counting high enough. They had 21 in the first period. What are you talking about 21 in the game? 211 this year? Apparently they lead the NHL. That's shocking. So I think they should write a book. How to give away the puck, or no, I think it's a better book. How to get the primary or secondary assists on the other team's goal. Lead author, John Tavares. Co-author, Mitchie Marner. Illustrated by Rasmus Sandin. And special star for tonight, Jordie Benn. Jordie Benn, I guess there's a saying, a crusher thinks he's a rusher and he becomes an usher. All of a sudden, Jordie Benn thinks he's goddamn Bobby Orr. He gets 2 points in 2 games. Here I go. And of course, Morgan Rielly, heaven forbid he plays defense with 0 goals. Jordie Benn goes, oh, here I go. I'm going to skate through the entire team. The right play was to dump it in. Your team's not skating because they're waiting for you. Dump it in and let them go get the puck. No, he's going to make this beautiful move. And boom, it's a 2-on-1 the other way. This is nonsense. This is just, how Sheldon Keefe do you let this happen? Like, you go to Jordie Benn and go, what do you think I brought you here for? For the 1-on-7 rush and give away the puck on the blue line? No, that's not what I brought you here for, bud. Let's play defense. So why are you trying it out? God, Jordie Benn is now doing this? Like, this is something... We'll get into some other stuff in this game. I don't understand this. I don't understand this philosophy. Did you see the New Jersey Devils? The team that's won now 11 in a row. Did you see them just giving the puck away? At the blue line, just backhand passes, little dipsy doodles. Did you see the Leafs have a ton of 3-on-1s back the other way? No. Wonder why. It's a joke watching this team. Self-inflicted wounds. You're playing great, and then you do that. Morgan Rielly plays a 2-on-1 about as horrible as you can play a 2-on-1. And Nico Hischier gives the little Murray goes down, top cheese. Seems to be something they figured out on him. It was a nice shot, but again, they know where they're going on Murray, and it's open. 2-1. Then I'm watching the third period, and the Devils shut it down. And I'm thinking to myself, there was a couple, it's 5 power plays or something. The Leafs power play stinks. It goes to Murray, or it goes to Mitchie Marner, and they pass it to John Tavares on the rush. Really brilliant. Yeah, that's the guy you want to give it to. Such great hands with John Tavares. And then you go, but Bill, he's got 9 goals, 9 assists. Yeah. How many goals of them were against Boston? How did he look tonight against Nico Hischier? Oh, he got 3 against Philly. Ooh. Bravo. And bravo. How many of them are tap-ins from the power play? And bravo. John Tavares is a joke. We'll get into the joke later on. I'm sitting there going, and I'm watching this game, thinking there is no way the Leafs are tying this game up. At no point did I even think they had a shot at tying this up. And then about 4 minutes left, all of a sudden Vanacek makes a beauty save on Matthews on the power play. I'm like, oh, that was our chance. And all of a sudden they have breakout, Matthews to Nylander. It hits a stick, and it's a floater, and it goes in, and it's 2-2. I'm sitting there going, the only way they're going to get a goal is go crashing into nets and get a bounce. Well, they got a bounce with a crash in the net, and the goalie kind of whiffed on it a little bit. 2-2. Now, in this time, I will state this. Matt Murray played fantastic. Matt Murray made some amazing saves. And really, the reason why the Leafs got the win. You could see what Devils were doing. They're hanging back, waiting for the giveaways that the Leafs were just so happy to give up. You get to overtime. I'm sitting there going, okay. They were horrible in overtime this year, but you probably got Matthews and Nylander, and you probably got Matthews or Marner on the ice, and let's call it a day. Let's get going here. We got a shot. And imagine what the thoughts that went through my bloody brain when I saw Tavares out there. Could you imagine what was going through my brain? Now, I had to watch this game a little bit later. I couldn't scream because then I'm waking up people in the household. But internally, I was screaming my mind up. You have the slowest skater in the NHL, a guy who's had a horrible game. If anyone thinks Tavares had a good game, please comment. So, I don't know, he had a big fat lip. I don't give a flying fadoo what lip he's got. You got him with Marner. And I think it was Rielly. And they lose the draw. Well, I think Matthews was something like 1 in whatever. You lose the draw. Okay. Now they put Tavares on Hamilton. Okay. That's better than putting him on a forward, for sure. And the Devils are skating around. They're not getting many of the chances. And then they get a line change. Okay. So now they got fresh skating coming at you. And a great play, and you get a turnover. And John Tavares has the puck. Boom. Secondary assist for the other team. Captain assist. Having him on in overtime is maybe the most... It's like starting Vesa Toskala in a game. Putting John Tavares on the ice to start overtime is on Sheldon Keefe, and it's a moronic move, and that should be addressed. How moronic are you to put on a guy who can't skate and has had a horrible game and expect him to go up against Nico Hischier and do well? Moronic. I'd rather have Pierre Engvall because the man can skate. A 3-on-3, guess what quality you need? Skate! What can't John Tavares do? Skate! And apparently he doesn't know how to pass it to his own goddamn team either, but the Leafs are... That's what they do. Anyways, they just hand it away. It's self-inflicted wounds. Go back to all the goals in the Vegas game where they lost. Go back to the Pittsburgh game where they lost. Check out all the goals for the other team. They all have one thing in common. They either have the primary or secondary assist coming from the Leafs. This is self-inflicted wounds that is not being addressed. You know, when you've got a defense with how many goals, like freaking Jamie Benn has more goals than like half the team, half the defense. Don't rush. There was a time in this game, it was a 4-on-4, where Morgan Rielly was on the blue line. He cross-ice passed it to Timothy Liljegren. I've got a question. Who's back? Well, it was Nylander. And that nearly turned into a goal. I don't understand this team. And then they put Marner on defense. That was funny. I don't get it. Don't understand it. It's self-inflicted wounds where there is nothing. They're not getting any better. They're not trying to address it. They're not holding people accountable. They're accepting the fact that they're going to give out pizzas all over the friggin' ice. Anyways, they play Buffalo on Saturday, and Buffalo's not doing really well, but I'm sure their forwards are really anxious to get some goals, assists by Mitch Marner or Jordy Ben or John Tavares or Justin Hall or name it. You know, you take a look at the defense, they're missing Brody. There wouldn't be a Justin Hall in the lineup if TJ Brody wasn't hurt. You know, I'm missing, wasn't as much as I'm watching or missing the last time I had a cavity filled in. I'm glad he's gone. But they need Brody back. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the game. Self-inflicted wounds. It's like they want to... You know what I want to do? I'm going to bash my head against the wall as many times as I can until I hurt myself. That's what they're doing to themselves. Sheldon Keefe, how do you coach that nonsense? How do you not... When Jordy Ben thinks he's Bobby Orr, take a seat, bud, for a long time. You cost the team a goal. Why are you held accountable for this? John Tavares in overtime? Oh. They play Buffalo on Saturday. Should be fun.